Hi, my name is Aaron and I'm a poet. And I'm sitting in a Walmart parking lot right now to tell you that I write poetry and I post it online every single day. Okay? And I post it to Blue Sky, and I also post it to my blog. Okay? So I have a poetry blog where all I put on it is poetry or poetry comics. So it's like illustrated poems. And then I have a poet's blog where I blog about being a poet. So sometimes I have the same topics on the blog that I have here, and sometimes they're different. And the whole reason for doing that is because I want my poetry blog just to do poems. That's it. And then the reason I want to do the poetry blog is so I can explore other things like, publishing, how to be a published poet, the publishing process, how to submit poems to literary journals, and how to also create an independent poetry book, how to create a chapbook, and all other things like that, how to do zines, all sorts of fun parts of being a poet. Now, I haven't published a poem in a while. That's okay. I haven't tried. But that's because I've been trying to get my life together so that I could do this on YouTube, and so I could blog about it and be in a good space where I could have a daytime job and do all sorts of stuff. Okay? And so, so I haven't submitted something out to a literary journal in a while, but that's changing. And as I go through that process, I will show you how I do that, because I'll have specific poems that are set aside just for sending out to literary journals, and I'll show you how to do a tracker or how to use Submittable in order to do that. And I'll also go through once those poems are published, what do I do next? So lots of fun stuff, right? But the big thing I want to talk about is that poet's life, right? I write poetry every day and I post it online. That's very important to me. So the poetry that I post online every day is usually some type of very small poem. Kind of the hashtag that is used a lot is micro poetry. But I also think it's important to think there are specific genres of poems that lend themselves to writing small poems. Usually, those are the poems that have a very strong image or lend themselves to very compressed, very, I don't want to say austere, but very minimalist forms of poetry. And so quite often I post haiku or American sentence, like the American sentence, goodness sakes, now I forgot his name. I even made a video about it. Anyway, so the American sentence type of a poem where you have some type of very cool subject, very type of unpredictable predicate, and then an interesting object. And you put that together as a very tight little poem. So I post those type of poems every day. So I put it on Blue Sky or on X, maybe in Facebook if I'm feeling up to it. And then I'll post it to my poetry blog. And then I'll have longer form poems also in the poetry blog. So it's stuff that can't get published to social media because it's just too long. That also goes to the poetry blog. And so I do all of those things so that, one, everyone can see what I'm doing, and two, it's just a good thing, in my opinion, to do. And then, of course, we have the blog. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video. I'm going to continue posting things about my poetry journey, and I hope you come along. Have a nice day.